These streams are mainly just technical now in merit. All we do is work through the technical issues. More buttons, more switches be hit. But we're gonna do some hobbying now. I'm over it. I can donate only so much to the computer. At a certain point, you just say, like, all right, man, you do your thing. And I'll do mine. Unlike the internet, we're just going to erase some of this painting we've done. That bad boy's blowing apart on us. Not a bad applique brush, but all washed out, no good. So I'm doing this because that purple was just bleeding too much into the eye. Maybe for the top it'd be all right as an effect, but uncontrollable as we get the base coat down. Nah, I ain't here for it. In the future, I mean, I'm gonna have lots of ability to practice, but in the future, there's something to be said about trying to do a very ethereal style painting with the model by only putting down a small drop of color one place and then kind of pulling the paint from that spot with white spirits entirely. As I'm finding out, like, just cleaning up to the edge of the eyeball, so just the overflow, it has a tremendous ability to stain the white around it. If I had a totally white colored model, no zenithal or anything, I think applying into the recesses and then just using white spirits to pull it out would give a very kind of cool look Or it could if I do a good job, so we'll see about that one. But man, the purple just doesn't quit. It's such a trip. Oil paints. Load up with some more white spirits. Back in to paste them around. Might as well do the other side as well, as that has just as equally big globs of paint. Beautiful. More and more. Oil painting definitely is it's miniature painting is a practice in patience. Find myself stuck in the miserable crossroads of loving detail work and also having no patience. Terrible mix. I think we're gonna leave the eyes for now. I think when we come back to streaming next week, that purple will be a little bit more set up, and so we could go over top of it with some white without it just completely bleeding through. Who knows? Who knows? I swear. One more pop-up from YouTube. I'm just gonna... Doesn't know what the... Well, at least it finally has the correct video up. In case anybody does stumble across it. Alright, well, since the whites are off the menu, we could start going in on the final product of the skin. I think we've got enough kind of foundational in the armor and what's going to go on. It's only going to go up from detail work. So I think finalizing the skin probably our best bet. Sort of take the mantra work from the inside out. You know, and skin and armor are sort of tied on this model. But so with the skin, we wanted to go white. This sort of stone color is what I was going for before, which is sort of a blue hue. And get to it in time. Some of this blue hue and a little orange, but wanting to move it in more of a corpse kind of way, you know, or that humanity has left them, you know, if they ever had it, that basically I think maybe just white and this blue. We'll try that, but breaking down some of this already set up oil paint. And we'll see, we might also sort of move it in a direction with a little bit of pink, but just or go with that sort of stone color we had previous. That's almost a steely blue. I do think we have to add a touch of red. The red's so hot, I tried to wipe off some and it just punches through. Magenta, no joke. That lavender ain't what we're going for. Womp womp. It's all good. Have some more of that blue. There we go. Bring that violet back to the blue side. Maybe add a little bit of ochre. That won't go as far, but it sort of lends. It's red in various shades of red ochre that I'm sort of basing the original skin tone on. We'll see about that. It's sort of a dark tone to it. Again, I'm going for an unnatural stone color, so I almost want like a browny, reddy gray, like a living stone. You know, just mix the color of a living stone. But I think we're getting there. I think when you push enough paint around, you always get there in the end. There. Liking that. Thought that was on camera the whole time. But it's like it's a red gray with a little bit of brown. I think hitting that and then blending that in and just doing this as like the highlight across the skin, I think it's gonna look good. We'll see. We'll see. I'm no master painter. So, just try this a little. See what we're getting ourselves into. Heavy on the brush. A little bit of a shock, but we will hit it with our magic blending brush and see what that does for us. Right now it's like it's being a little too dark from the brown to the gray. Okay. Get into the awkward spots. Hmm. It certainly flattens the color dynamic. But I guess living stone isn't the most dynamic. Eh, I can see glimmers of it. You know, I can see glimmers of what it might look like. Where it's not bad. Just a matter of trying to get there. I've been wanting to get back into Warhammer painting myself. New demon model looks so good. I might do those too. What's up, Nor Scout? I mean, demon models are all great. This is just most of my demon army is proxy. This counts as. So I got this girl, and then I did up this guy here from the same I mean, I'm doing this one as a, yeah, yeah, it's tournament legal, bud. It's, GW can't keep me down. Oh, almost all my demons are counts as. But I'm doing this girl as, Lord of Change stand-in. So that'll be fun. I've already done a Slanesh. Well, I didn't do it. My buddy did it for me. I mean, if you want nipples, is this lady here. This is why we chose her as the Slanesh. She's like 50% nipples. out of the demon women that I have, the other one was the less nipply, if you could believe that. Yeah, we play Bonk Hammer. Yeah. And best part about this model, man, the snake has an ass. Can you imagine? I can't remember where I got these guys from. It's a company up here in Canada. Forge something, Demon Forge maybe. I know this Nurgle guy's real famous, and they were all reasonably priced. That's pretty fun. And you know what? And it's just that, it's like, oh, I'd count it as tournament legal. Because, like, yeah, like, whatever, man. I'm going to put it on the right size base and, deal with it. it's gonna do the exact same thing. But, we're learning how to oil paint. So this is there we go. Well, yeah. I mean, I think if anybody's got that, like, I get it if you're running like an official tournament or you want the points to count or something. Yeah, so this is super fun getting into oil painting on minis. It's just so drastically different, from working with the paints on the palette itself to how it reacts on the model, to sort of what you're able to do with it. Now I'm learning, as I said, so it's certainly not like a one and done process for me. But it's kind of super freeing coming from nothing but acrylic painting. I did, like oil painting as a kid in art classes and that, and I always really loved it. I just didn't think it was applicable to models. Yeah, so it's not the worst to make clean. We did this bad boy as a first test. And like for what he is, I think turned out pretty clean. Sort of, but the interaction of the paints is certainly something you kind of always got to focus on, because but that being said, as much as you always got to focus on it, it's super forgiving. You know, there's only a couple things I've found where you, like across the stomach here, I tried to erase some of the pink spill and ended up mixing the pink into the base color. So it was a bit more of a stain than I wanted it to in the original colors. But I wasn't happy with where the skin tone was at anyway. And I do want these little ridges to sort of bleed into her skin, you know, demon-esque. Well, here, take it. I mean, so basically what this whole channel is, as much as I'm painting a demon lady now, what I'm going to be doing with the channel is redoing fine art through history in miniature. So I made this guy, a little hard to see, which is the oil painting by Francisco Goya of Saturn devouring his son. So I sculpted this and put it on a plinth, and now I've had the idea to do all of Goya's 13 black paintings, and then also other paintings throughout history, just to recreate those in miniature. So, you know, I'm going to do at least 13 YouTube videos of painting and building the sets, but probably, you know, just like a couple of them. I'll kind of show you yeah, there we go. Then, so this is going to be the next painting I do here, which is like a whole set, like a whole goddamn scene, where I'm going to be doing, like, this is going to be either like a corrupted dreadnought with, it's going to be Death Guard on parade. So that'll be like corrupted dreadnought or a hell brute or something like that. And we got, you know, plague marines and terminators back here and psychers and you know, have a whole procession as it goes over this hill, and then in the back have some epic scale like tanks and plague guard models coming off the hill on the backdrop. And the whole thing is going to be on I think it's 2 foot by 1 foot deep plinth that I'm going to have to make. And right now it's up to like 45 different characters. So that's sort of the next big one that I'm moving towards. I've also got ideas for all the others and some models for some of the smaller paintings and stuff like that. That'll be easier to complete. Some of those paintings are just, you know, 2 guys, and I just gotta sculpt the. So yeah, that's gonna be the basic kind of run of the channel. And so I'm, you know, I'm a bit of a slow painter, so this is forcing me to engage in the habit, getting the reps of painting in and doing kind of a project that really kind of lit a fire underneath my ass in terms of what I wanted to do with the hobby. I was like, damn, all I want to do is make recreations of fine art pieces in miniature now. And I'm like, well, I might as well start posting that. Maybe other people want to see that. So we'll see. But you're the first guy to really stop by and say, hey, I had some chatters last stream, but I'm still very green at this whole thing, and I didn't see until after they had already left. Yeah, it's sort of a fun hobby idea. I mean, it's gonna be expensive as hell, but you know what? I've already kind of dropped a pretty penny on this setup. So the buying of the models and building of the sets is the fun part. That's what I should be spending my money on. With the oil painting, you sort of have it's a different methodology. We have you see me switching brushes a lot. I'm going from this kind of wide chisel, blown out wide chisel, that I call my magic blending brush, and then this I have a number of different sort of applique brushes for physically either muscling the paint around on the palette or getting the paint up onto the miniature, and then you sort of subtract from the amount of paint. It's not even like you're necessarily wet blending, although you are, because all the paints are wet, but you almost remove extraneous paint down to where you want to see it. And so you go from these high points to low points, just back and forth across the model. And you don't, I clean my brushes enough to not drag unwanted colors around, but it's pretty much just wiping them off. Other than that, you don't clean your brushes. You don't, like this brush here, my kind of magic blending brush, I don't want it to get wet at all. The whole time until I'm done for the night, all this does is get wiped off. Does a nice job sort of harmonizing the colors. Add our shadow in. I still prime all the models. That's why this guy's all black. But you don't have to treat the model past that. Something I noticed, and I'm gonna have to do more research. I mean, research by trial and error. I covered this model with a house paint, spray paint. Um, I was poor at the time. I had this model for years, and was gonna paint it then, but never did. And so it's quite a heavy, viscous prime. But then when I was first applying paint, maybe like I'll pick an area here. Yeah, it's sort of doing it here. Tough to see it a little bit, but it was quite flowy. It didn't really stick and it didn't really grab. So I found the first coat you had to really accept that it was gonna look very, very messy. And it was only, I think like that arm piece, it's got, 2 or 3 times I've gone back in and done different things. Just quick, kind of pull the skin around, pull the light up, pull the dark in, cover the armpit more with dark, stuff like that to sort of build definition and get rid of all the crappy look. And so that's sort of a different mentality, like with modern GW paint, if you're doing more than 2 touches on an area, 3 touches on an area, unless it's like different colors, it really is not, you messed up there. This is just kind of constantly go back, do this, go over here, do something else as that paint sets up. Yeah, I still am petrified of the of primer. What I've found is we've set up an airbrush. And started doing more airbrush primes. Way nicer. Way nicer to do. And my buddy just picked up it's like literally a $10 airbrush. And we've got nicer airbrushes, but this one's just for primer, just so we don't have to kind of clean out the caked up primer. I never want to go back. I did just buy a rattle can in case I need it, but we use this any sort of airbrush ready primer. It's so nice. Or you can go to your local hardware store and buy the thickest paint imaginable and just lay it on. That's always nice. Oh, thank you. My voice too scratchy? Oh, I did need it. Thank you so much. My lovely wife bringing me a water. The paint cake up is it just tastes better. It's just better, you know. slowly but surely get this girl somewhere I like it. I've got, you know, I'm sort of a mid painter, but I've got really high standards for myself. Always make it an aggravating experience to get any work past myself. You know, at certain points you just gotta call it and you're like, okay, you know what? If it can get any better, it won't be mine. Just maybe leave that in poking through in the recesses. So you said you wanted to get back into Warhammer, or get back into demons, and you're still into Warhammer. I mean, eighth was a good time. I came in right at the tail end of 8th. It was like I played my first game like a month before 9th dropped. Like I got to play 2 games at 8th. But I remember 8th as it was like, you know, my second or third game, and I brought a Carnifex. I'm a Nid player. Mainly, I got demons in GSC also, but yeah, I brought these 2 Carnifexes, and I come barreling down the center of the board, and that was when Iron Hands had the infamous unkillable kills everything Leviathan Dreadnought, or I think it was Leviathan, where he just had like 2 twin las cannons and just blew me up. Just like, nope. I mean, it's a good time. You know, I'm not... I enjoy the games. But, you know, keeping up with all the rules changes and all the news is tough. You know, I was pretty locked in all of 9th edition. 10th edition, it was like, oh, they changed too much stuff. How do I do all the new stuff? It's all basically the same, but you know, my brain just struggled. And then you know, we're adults here in this house, so it's, you know, when do we play? Saturday after he gets off work, or Friday night when I get off work? I think this skin tone might be something. I think I like it a little bit more now that it's meeting up with the purple and the blue. You know, it's got a little hint of the pink underneath. I think this probably too pronounced. We might even just come in with like an ultra high. Maybe China white or something. I say China white, I don't even know. Would I take it? Would I take it in any sort of tint, or just the white? All right. I think we've done enough that we can break out the magic blender. It's great. Again, you know, just those differences between styles. You know, we want that skin to kind of orangish skin, the living skin to show through a bit more. Just go a little harder on the blend. It sort of erases our strokes. Covers your footprints as you're retreating. And it's much more like a physical medium. You know, I feel like acrylics almost feel, you know, sterile, like a 1 or a 0. You put a dot on a model and it's like, wow, that dot is there. Or this is, you know, a medium you can coax, like physically push. You know, when did I put that belly paint on? 10, 15 minutes ago? My blending brush just comes in and, oh, a little too much paint there, and I can physically slide it across the model. You know, it just lends to a totally different way of looking. It doesn't really get like crazy gummed up or too thick, I find, because most of your thinning happens here, where like this puddle that I'm pulling from, it's getting a bit thick now, but you just come in, more of your paint thinner, and there's a whole new puddle of usable paint that's like this stuff is probably glaze thin. Yeah, you think you can't even make out what it's doing there, but it's nice and thin. Lots of pigment still on the brush. So you want to set up a glaze with it? It's just that easy. Dip your brush in and dump the whole thing in. Smack it down on some paint and there you go. You got a glaze. It's like the sister to acrylics that, you know, still parties really hard at like 35. You can just do whatever. She's down. Give her the alcohol and she loves it. The ones that get drunk at the wedding by 2 o'clock, you know? We all know one of them. Yeah, I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30 to 11 o'clock. So yeah, feel free to stop on by. I'm gonna be here every week. This times might change, but thanks so much for stopping by and having a chat, man. It was super cool. Hope you have a great night, man. I too am gonna go on a small intermission, so hope your night's lovely. All right, brother. And with that, I am gonna go on a bit of an intermission. back. Back with our lady. Back with our blends. I see it and I think I like it. And then I see it and I think, what the hell have I done? But that's just the way she goes. Can't be too hard on yourself. The oil paints are never too hard on me, so. Maybe thin down our grays a little bit. Get a glaze consistency going on. Just come in. That's that highlight. Nice and gentle. Leave those recesses with the skin tone. Those are way too sharp lines on her butt there. Let's try to blend that out. And just like that, it's just that easy. Miracle blends. See, there's isolated areas that I think, oh, that really worked. Just the upper half of her butt cheek there. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I can see what this is gonna look like. Gotta keep working at it till full model is that. Got a fisherman's friend in my mouth now. That should help. Starting to get all raspy. Gotta carry a bit of that gray. I think with our blending brush, we got just enough to start. Almost like a dry brush. Leaving a tiny little bit over it. Sort of bias it that direction. Bring a bit of tone out of that skin color. Gray it out a little bit. That's the beauty of these oils. Work over here, work over there, work over here, work over there. Fits my lack of patience. Oh yeah. Yeah, like in there. Tough to see. But the way that skin goes, little bits of the skin tone beside it, and then the pink of the interweaving bodysuit, magic bodysuit, is just those little elements that, like, oh yeah, that works. Has the look. But then I come to her belly, and I just don't know if I'll ever be able to get that belly where I want it. We'll see. Gotta come in a little more gray. Get rid of that weird dark spot. I think this thing is a real blessing and a curse right here. Constantly in the way, but man, is it nice to rest my fingers against. To try to work on that skin tone. All right. Got some of our gray where we need it. Stippling hides our brush strokes. I'm going on faith. I'm going on faith. We'll get there. And you know, once we go with that blending brush, it pulls everything to the center, so we can just come in and emphasize our highlights. We can finish the skin this stream, I think I'll be happy. And we can move on with our lives. Move on. Bigger and better things. Like those fantastic wings. Still don't know what we'll do with the wings. We have purple, we have blue, we have magenta. So do we try to go for something bold, white and gold and blue and pink? We'll have to see. Somebody will tell me. What's up, Brahim? Nice. Coming along. Redoing the skin. Wasn't right. That's the reason right there. We're going for a grayer living stone look. Not a blending with the pink look. Hello. neat. Yeah, it's starting to pick up. I was streaming on YouTube Shorts, and that did a lot better for reach. In the first 5 minutes before I even turned the stream on, I had 9 views and 4 likes. But then my computer didn't like it for some reason. There's a new plugin that I added. This here, all of these settings. And it was supposed to stream to both YouTube and YouTube Shorts. It didn't want to do that. So now we're on the standard YouTube, and that's doing a lot worse, as you see. No, I had 2 views. And 0 current viewers. But on Twitch, I have my lovely wife and someone else. So that's somebody's here. It might be this crazy bot that always comments, but where would I be without the bots? Botnet bot. Thank you. We got stone skin now. I can see it happening more and more. And we'll see once we come in with that lighter light what that looks like for us. Losing control. Just coming across. This glaze color. To soften everything that a touch more. work our way back and forth, back and forth, back and forth across the record. Definitely turned into from a let's highlight to let's get a base color of this gray. I mean, it's not quite a base color, but it is certainly more than I had expected. You're just following the model. Just following the model. Mixing up some shadow. I think we go heavier. In shadow. Then blend it. That's just a bit of the Mars black. You know, we've been focusing on the light, but equally, not more so important, is the dark. And get real skinny. Do a pin wash. Pin wash is where we make it just real nice and thin. Let it capillary action. Itself into the voids. Definitely have to blend this out, but that's what we're here to do. Here we go. Starting to get there. Now we come back with the blender. Work out any of those. Two dramatic shadows. Didn't go far enough with some of the pin washes. There we go. Looking a bit better. Just using this in wash to get some fine detail done. Clean up some of those lines. Just using this black as a tiny little line cleaner. Make everything just that little bit more dynamic, noticeable. Defined. Starting. 10 hours into this model, and it's finally starting. All right. Time to move on to the face. This should be interesting. I already made a bit of a deeper color, and then the regular gray to start. Already laying the foundation. For a color gradient. Move even darker. Bit of that wash over here. You know, we don't gotta be scared of bold colors around here. Now we just come in with our regular light. I gotta try a model with shifting skin as well. Now, have a white skin model and then shift to a vibrant red or something. think that would be fun with the oil paints. Oops. Got a problem on the face that we need to address. That dark on the shadow side crept a bit too far forward. Drag it back. Drag it back where it belongs. Should have done the face first, as I've already tooled up one of her hands. Oh. Nice big missing space. Do top third of it in full light. And we'll mix a bit of our dark. So pull that dark gray. You're gonna have to be on the clean for that dark. You want a non-light side noticeably darker, but within reason. From the light into the dark. I'm pretty happy with that. think we're making it. Think we're making it. Something I noticed, but make ourselves up a nice another batch of glaze consistency. Still got too much of that remaining skin tone for what we've done the rest of the model. I'm fine, you know, in person. I don't know how it comes through on camera. It's still got a bit of that peach hue to it, which is what I want, you know, that living stone look. But the butt was not there. It's a shame because I did enjoy the blend I had put in across the back of it or on the top section. That's all right. My style of painting is always going back and touching that thing one more time. Hard for me to ever allow myself to stop. Must be a glitch. There we go. I don't know about you, but I'm much happier with that as a skin tone. I thought I would be. Kind of touch or go there for myself for a while. But we're starting to get there. Still think we gotta do a little bit lighter. Get some of those ultra lights to come in. But who knows, that might wreck it. Only one way to find out. Only one way. Alrighty. I'm gonna take a bit of an intermission. back at it. Jamming. Jamming. Back with Our Lady. Easy life. All right. Back into it. Trying to finish this skin tone off. More of our dark glaze. Our shadows a little bit more. Maybe move our girl into frame. That might help. Just like the butt, a bit too much of the skin tone across the boob. One of the painting tutorials that I watched that told me nipples are the same color as lips. whatever your lip color is, if you don't want your nipples to look weird. But I haven't done the lips yet. Still in that kind of base tawny color. She's a very pouty girl. Ooh, there's a bad angle on the face. Tough to see, tough to paint. Here we go. Looking good, lady. Now, let's set up a bit more of a white. Get it up to a glaze consistency. This will be our absolute highlight. Want that even more glazy. I don't know about the white. I'm kind of thinking maybe a black tile. Help the white balance a little. Needs to be even lighter. Add a bit more of an OSL into this layer. Our light's coming upper left as always. What's Warhammer without light in the upper left? Everybody's got a personal sun. They're always or upper right, I guess stage right of the model. Whip-a-ba-da. Just gently. This is going better. Better than the first couple passes. And better than the original color. So I'm happy with that. You gotta be. Feels like finally there's some structure to the skin. Get it back on frame. Getting too into it. And I think the second attempt is giving Living Stone better. It's giving not crap. And you know what? That's what I'm here for. Gives me hope. Gives me hope we'll actually finish to skin this stream. Should I just titled this Skin Stream? That pink just shines through a tiny bit. It's really kind of lovely. If there was any model to do in sub-assembly, my goodness, should have been this one. We'll do sub-assembly someday. I'm gonna leave that side. Not a lot of highlights. This is almost the Django Reinhardt song. The Django. This oil painting is fun. It makes me feel like an absolute noob. It feels like this just take your paintbrush and dab it all over. Feels like that shouldn't be what you're supposed to do. I'll just stab your paintbrush into it. It'll be fine. Yet here we are, dabbing our paintbrush away. Get a little crazy. Okay, let's try to blend that out. Just went crazy there with the white. Enough of this fiddle-faddling around. Enough of this fiddle-faddling around. There we go. Get a bit too much paint on the brush. Wipe it off. A bit crazier in a couple spots just to mirror what it is we've done over there. The magic of oil paints. Incredible. Just buttery smooth transitions. Nice. Too much. Too much. Gotta stop yourself sometimes. Say, hey now. Whoa. What are you doing? Calm down. Get a grip. Jesus. There we go. Bring that hand into focus a bit. Just slapped on the white. But keep working on that skin. Good enough is never good enough. It's gonna be a problem for me that I'm gonna have to overcome. Put it down. Almost applying like it's a dry brush. There we go. Getting a good blending into those weird features vibe. The other side. Turn this stream into a mukbang with me munching on these chips. No, that stuff is. I mean, no shade. But, certainly not for me. Although that Nikocado avocado, that rug pull was pretty intense. If it was all that content, then I could get on board. But all right. All right, all right. Well, I think for the last hour, I'm gonna work on these rocks, as it's gonna sit for a week, a little less. So that blue, this really gray blue, that was supposed to be our rock. And I thought better of using it. When I did. So this is a first, a new experiment. Can I salvage paint on the board just by mashing it? Can I salvage enough of it? I don't want it to be lumpy. I'm gonna have to do some real manhandling with it. Break it back all down. I feel like quite a lot of it has come up. We will see how this does. I think regardless, it's a handy piece of information to have. I'm able to do this with this paint. Well, let's try that. Grab a medium applique. More thinner. Can't do anything but help. Seems to be working all right. Though it does appear to have a bit of chunkiness to it. For the rocks, not the end of the world. For another application, might be the end of the world. That might just be the end of the world. Yeah, definitely some floating chunks in there. Again, not mad about it in this application because it gives sort of a stippled effect to the rocks. Adds even more irregularities. Put on anywhere else on the model, it would really shine through that that's in the paint. And that ain't what we're looking for. This is like a tree that's warping around her almost. I kind of always thought it was, you know, like a spirit or something. Probably do it like a spirit. Tones of blues and pinks to stick with the model, but it seems like the original intent was that it's like a corrupted tree. Oof, yeah. Getting lower on the available paint, and it's certainly showing all those chunks of unmixed paint. That's all right. Mix some white in there. Do some rough and dirty wet blends. Even on headphones, you can't hear the chips, eh? Dang! This mic, what a thing of beauty. Man, with our white, hit those tops. All still super wet, so wants to mix instantly, which we'll try to hold off from just dabbing. Dab on it. Hit the big surfaces. Hit the top facing surfaces. Hit the claw. Quick and dirty, and the first thing I do is a mistake. I guess that's what it means. Doesn't matter. Just looking for some diversity in this rock coloring. We'll come in with darker colors as well. We'll come in with some greens, probably. Browns on the bottom. But for right now, trying to get something. We'll come through with our blending brush. Just do a light stippling, just to make the car go. I mean, this technique right here is what separates me from those guys that paint Golden Demon. I'm not gonna take 90 hours on just the rock. I don't know. I don't know if that's smart or stupid. But it is what I'm doing. Try to make it look good. But I think relying on more traditional techniques to achieve a good look. All right. I don't have huge hopes for the magic blending brush because that base was super runny. We just want to take some of these tough edges. Leave that dark just in the recesses. Get it in frame. There we go. I don't really know what oils can do for me when it comes to scenery, rocks. I know the traditional method is, in hobby painting, is to use oils as a wash. Get into those cracks and crevices. Yeah, if I don't watch out, it just all turns to one color. Isn't the worst, but try to do something more. Be more, do more. My motto in this era of my life. A lot to ask. Having a hard time this blending brush, but I think as a first pass, pretty good. One heavily laden blending brush. not what we're looking for. We want it clean and dry. Looking all right. I think that's some more traditional looking stone. Does a nice job separating it. It's got a similar tone palette to the skin, sort of more emphasizing that stone skin idea I was going for. And I think this is really coming together. You know, we got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of more work to do, but I have a lot more things to learn about streaming and video editing. So I think another week of practice oil painting on the lady, practice streaming, practice makes perfect. But with that, I think that's going to be the stream for the evening. If you've hung out and enjoyed it, thank you. And I love you.